So, good afternoon, evening to everyone. I'm Charles and we're hosting the final stint, Lobby 1 here. And as you can see, it's raining. Not as bad as in the stint before. In stint 3 it was very heavy rain with fog, and now we can see the intermediates, but you can also see like King Roan on the left hand side in P6 right now is using forward tires. So we have rain, we have strategy. This is the finale, and I hope you're looking forward as much as I do to that, and we have a fun 2 hours. Right now, drivers get into the lobby, and I assume maybe in 8 minutes or 10 minutes before 8 o'clock, so in 12-13 minutes we can start the race. Okay, we start in 6 and something minutes, so 10 minutes before 8 o'clock will be the race. I think we're missing one driver, but we can start soon. Sit tight. So it seems that finally our last driver found the lobby, and we will stick to the schedule that we will start at 1950. I'm just setting up the grid and we start soon. Okay, grid is set. We're finally done. And we'll start in 2 minutes. Less than 2. Really is disappointing, really confusing, but Gran Turismo cancels the message when you write minute or minutes, so yeah. Bit of a workaround. But we can finally start. I hope you're hyped. I hope you're looking forward to this. We have 12 cars and 5 hypercars, 7 GT cars. The final stint in the rain, intermediate weather condition. Hope the audio balance is fine. So, no messages in Discord, that's always great. That means everything is sorted and we can start any second now. When the timer goes to 50, I start the race. And that's now. So, display all. We're ready to go. 2 hours, the final stint here on the 8 hours of the Nürburgring in the WEC series. Buzzwords will lead Rotec ahead of Pixie for this race. And the race is now finally go. Rolling start, Bosworth ahead of Rotec. Pixie with a good getaway, but Rotec now with the second momentum looking for the inside on turn 1. And again, very aggressive. Small contact here between the two hypercars. Pixie is spinning. Our player and Hex had contact. Pixie had to take a void in action. And it seems like the Group 3s found a way through. Bosworth still ahead of Rotec. We're see King Rowan on the inside of many cars here trying to find a way, another way. We see Pixie finding a way to make up for this loss of positions here. And Wolf fighting his way through. Where here's Pixie on the grass on the outside, now on his teammate, league colleague Otaku. And back into P8. That was a very eventful start. Comrade in P7, third position in class. We have Krog in second position, looking feisty against Joker Nicky, who has the lead right now, but Crowhawk late on the brake, almost pushes Nicky to the gravel trap here, and Pixie back to the hypercar field. We move back to the hypercars. Our player in fourth position behind Heck, no damages here, and Rotec and Bosworth in the lead, P1 and P2. Rotec was amazingly strong in the third stint with heavy wet condition. I would be surprised if he would be less of a threat for this stint. Our player with a great move down the inside, ahead now in the podium position, P3 for him, ahead of Hex. Maybe the RX driver can do something into turn 1. He has the inside, he's very late on the brakes, but he is overshooting the corner slightly. Our player with the better traction out of the corner. And somehow, despite spinning, Pixie is already on the back of those guys. Yeah, very eventful start. And we see Crowhawk in 6th position ahead of Nicky, so the lead has not changed. Nicky, big Y here, second position. Comrade for the Racing Clowns. And a small contact, yeah. Looking quick as well. Otaku, 9th position. Wolf, P10. King Drone behind. Dutch driver in a Lamborghini. And Nutty in 12th position. So, very, very eventful first laps. I wouldn't mind if that continues like that. If we look at the minimap, we see one driver. Hex, it's Hex. Completely lost. That's the exit of the Schumacher S, and he's coming back on the track. He steered back into the gravel because he is right on the racing line. I assume maybe an oversteer moment, maybe contact, and that led the car into a drift to the inside of the first left-hander. And unfortunately for him, he's not only in the last position, but he has damaged front tire and the front bumper. Quickly back into 11th position, but I assume we will see the first unscheduled pit stop right now. No, Hex continues despite having the damage, and he probably will get King Rowan here on the main straight very quickly as well. Probably the next car as well. This is Wolf. Not quite, but yeah, we make progress really quick. We see Comrade with a time penalty, half a second. Joker Nikki and Krog with a small gap, 1.5 seconds. Our player back in 4th position, Pixie Ed with a small gap, 2.5 seconds. And then we have this. I will come back to this at the next opportunity because I want to see Hex fighting his way back through the GT field. That's P9 for him. At the end of the first sector, now 4th corner. Downhill, bit understeery. It's now on the way to the Dunlop Kehre and already 8th position. Comrade Ed with time penalty. Maybe he can get a hold of him before the entry of the Schumacher S. Yeah, he's looking for it. He's in front, has the inside. Well done. And next is Nikki. 2 seconds down the road. You can let me know which camera angle you prefer. I'm right now on board, cockpit cam. So you get to feel how poor visibility can be in the braking zone. The car is still on the outside. Takes a lot of curb, tries to avoid it. Oh, it spins! Spins almost the car. Yeah, didn't want to have any contact. And unfortunately our player had contact. We see that he has his rear damaged, plus half a second penalty. Very unfortunate. No damage for Pixie, so maybe it's possible that they had contact. We didn't have it on screen, but given that there's no damage on Pixie car, I think it's more unlikely. Switching back to the front battle, as promised, Eric's Bosworth is still in 1st position ahead of Rotec. 1 second behind. Surprisingly, Pixie with the fastest lap of the race. So you get a feeling. We had around 1 minute 41s in the dry. Now we are 10 seconds slower, 1:51. And in the wet, the best times were about 2 minutes and 6 seconds. So full wet condition, we're 15 seconds slower. We had around 55 laps and 70 in the dry. So I assume we will land on 63-ish laps. We'll see. Bosworth managed a small gap, 1.8 seconds. We will come back to that. And Pixie with another fastest lap of the race, another 51.8. But has a huge gap to close. It's 10 seconds to Rotek, 12 to Bosworth, so we will see him fight back to get to these positions. And our player 55, a bit off, and 58, now better time, 57, now it's also 58, with damage for Hex, who has finally managed to negotiate all Group 3 cars and fight his way back to the other hypercars. Kroak, the leader of the GT cars. Using everything the track has available and more, being on the AstroTurf, which surprisingly has a lot of grip apparently. Nicky very strong in second position. Comrade, I thought we would see a bit more of him. He had a penalty that lost him a second, maybe 1.5 seconds. Has to fight back and close the gap. It's a long way to go. We have, let's round it up, 10 minutes completed. That means 1 hour and 50 minutes to go, 110 minutes to go. And I'm very interested in how fuel and tire strategies will be affected. We see on the GT cars a very, very small piece of red on the tires, mostly white, but a small piece of red. So the degradation of the tires is extremely low, a bit higher than in Stint 3 with the full wets. In Stint 3 no one needed to change tires. Now in Stint 4 with these intermediate conditions, I'm not too sure about it. We will see about it. I think at least 1 stop, maybe even 2 stops for the GTs. And we saw every hypercar pit except myself in this third stint for fuel. As we took a small wiggle. It was possible to save fuel and make a no stop. Maybe some extremes, we can see that. I doubt it, to be honest. I think we will see 1 step over for the hypercars. Let's follow Wolf here behind Otaku. It's 9th position, it's 4th in class. Seconds to gap, and it's closing down. A lot of inside curb. There's bad traction, to be honest. Oh, both was mistaken. Otaku slightly in the gravel trap, but Wolf almost with the full car and losing a lot of momentum. So I think this fight is not going to take place. Wolf has to look behind right now. King Roan in the left position, not too far off, and then find his rhythm again. Nati, despite being in the last place, not far off, immediately behind King Roan. Obviously, an overtaking attempt here. Soon, let's switch to the field once more. We see that Bosworth has lost a bit of his lead. Gap now below 1 second, and also the hypercars have a very small degradation. Oh, Bosworth with a lot of runoff here. The game is quite forgiving, and it seems like Bosworth gets himself no penalty on this occasion, but he lost a lot of momentum. Rotek is all over him. In a slipstream, not far behind, he can go for a dive in show 1. And he has a look, but decides otherwise. Rotek knows he has a lot of time. Taking a lot of inside curb there. Using the exit road of the alternative 24-hour layout, using everything available. Those who are right on the edge. Half a second, Rotek with better exit. Nürburgring not really a track that invites overtaking. Wet conditions make it easier, but it's quite difficult to follow, as there are no true overtaking opportunities. The straights are not really long; they're medium length, and this only turn 1 has a hard braking zone where you can send it around on the inside. A good alternative is here. But it's quite risky. Let's see how Bosworth is taking the corner. A bit of a slide on the exit. I think he found his rhythm again, and the opportunity for Rotek has gone for now. Except, you can see it, there is traffic to negotiate. Luckily, both drivers get P12 and 11. Well, I was really close with Roan and Rotek on the straight, so no time loss. But where this came from, there's a lot more to come. And traffic can be a deciding factor. The gap can open up or close down, depending on how you hit the traffic. Here we see Bosworth with a wide entry line to get the exit speed. Didn't lost him time really. Now they are behind Otaku on the track here. Before the Schumacher, this is very crucial, and it seems like Bosworth can't make the overtake before the Schumacher is losing time. Otaku beside the track. Rotek almost off the track as well, but the gap has come down 2/10. Bosworth is under attack here. Misses the apex here quite a bit. But somehow gets a better run. Anyway, I don't know how that happened. But Rotek really putting pressure on that golden and black car, and Eric's and Rotek with a half a second time penalty. Both top drivers with time penalties, so that will be fun. We have a look how this plays out in a moment. Back to the field, Pixie in 3rd position. Good lap times, but not as good as the leaders with Eric Bosworth. 1 minute 51.818. Fastest lap of the race. Bit shy of that, but definitely in a strong 3rd position. Playing 4th position. Yeah, the damage doesn't help him, so that's true for Hex as well. In 5th position, DGTs. Nicky with an awful sound that was horrible. You can still hear from Prologue. Oh, that's horrible. I'm sorry. sorry, as long as this happens, I'm really avoiding those two. Oh, sorry! Oh no, we missed it, Rotek! Oh, I'm sorry, I went through the field and Rotek somehow got past Bosworth. We have a new race leader, Rotek in first position. I wasn't expecting that at all. There was a lot of traffic, so maybe that had something to do with it, or Rotek absolutely sent something down turn 1. Now time penalty applies. Overtaking Crowhawk. And now the positions are switched. Rotek P1, Bosworth P2. So Nicky 6th position, first in class, Crowhawk. Then with Comrade closed the gap slightly. It used to be 4.5 seconds, now it's 4. He has the pace, but he has to really work for it to get close to those leaders of the GT field. Otaku and Wolf fighting here. Wolf ahead, and Otaku late on the brakes, lunged it down the inside. Gets moved down, Wolf touches him, gives him a small push that will help Otaku. Maybe with it. Oh, this was very aggressive. Pushes Otaku aside, but has back the position. I'm sure Otaku did not like that and is looking for revenge. King Rowan 5 behind, and Nati on his outlap. He was in the pit lane last lap. Bit middle of nowhere if you look at the track map. No one really around him at the moment. Rotek building a gap. Pixie ahead of Krog with a penalty. And he's really far off. 7 seconds now the gap. A bit strange, because that used to be 2 or 3 seconds. And Comrade must have lost time as well, because Comrade was 4 seconds behind. He's now 3 seconds. The gap wasn't 10 seconds from Comrade P8 to Nicky P6. Let's see what Wolf and Otaku are doing here. Last lap we saw the attack into turn 1, very late on the brakes, and similar situation is going to happen. This time Wolf gets ahead into turn 1. Bit of onboard action to get a feel. There you can hear the rear tires sliding, not getting the traction they need. And apparently my controller battery level is low. That should fix it. Easy flat in dry condition in these cars, not possible with this much rain. But crucially, Otaku holds the gaps very close, half a second. if he can find something to get a better exit, maybe he can make something work. Lot of curb, almost in the gravel, but he has the overspeed now. Wolf on the outside, which turns to the inside. I'm not trying to do a move. Behind is our player. Wolf with bad traction. Taco with small tap pushing him. Front probably didn't like that too much. Now we see the hypercar flying by. But nothing here. And we have another change of lead. Bosworth ahead of Road Tech. Yeah, nothing to see. Maybe it was a time penalty. Small mistake. Those two fighting now for the victory. Another change of lead. That's what I'm looking forward to. I wouldn't mind seeing that another couple of times, as Mr. Hex with an early pit stop in lap 12. He has damage, so it is understandable. Now lapped by those two guys. Fuel in the car. I'm curious to see how much fuel, if he's going to the end with that. No change of tires. And a 3-second time penalty for crossing the white line. That's very unfortunate. A bit more than half of fuel. I don't think that this is enough to go to the end. I think the tires can make it, but I'm not sure about the fuel. Our players still on track. Gladly we didn't miss the lead of change for once. Rotex still in second position. And personal best, or absolute best, sorry, at the end of the second sector. We're not too far off the woman in 50 lap times. Maybe with less fuel we can see 49 something. Let's see. A bit of time loss in the middle sector, which is understandable because these hypercars are driving with a lot of downforce, which creates obviously dirty air, and as you all know, dirty air makes it hard to follow, especially through the fast corners of the Schumacher. So time loss compared to a clean track can be expected. Just waiting for turn 1 to see if something happens here, and then we go through the field and look at the GTs once more. Nicky quite comfortably in the lead by 7.5 seconds. Krog trying to close that personal best in this last lap, a 2:02.8. Nicky's 2:03.0, so yeah, about 1.5 tenths quicker. Comrade 2:03.8, not too quick on a single lap. If we look at the times, yeah, consistent, but needs to find a bit of pace to come closer to Krog and Nicky, as our player is behind him. Our player can't make the overtake before turn 1. As a reminder, you see blue flags, but blue flags just count within a class, so if you are a hypercar and you get blue flags for a hypercar, you have to respect them. Same goes for GTs. If you are a GT and you have a GT behind you with blue flags, you have to respect them as well. It is expected from the fast class, the hypercars, to find a way past the slower GT cars on their own. Wiesel, thank you for your message. Yeah, FPR. I would say not too bad. 6th position is first in class. They are having P12. Nati right in front of them. This is obviously not for position, this is a lapped car, and hopefully Nati will respect blue flags. He does on the outside. If he goes through, maybe lost a bit of time this lap, as Crocs is now able to be within 7 seconds, but yeah, still a quite comfortable lead. Our player on the inside, Comrade, lost a bit of time, and that's what I like to see. Otaku and Wolf still fighting for the 9th place. Wolf defending the inside. No chance to drive through the car. Otaku's looking for a way, doesn't find it yet. With a great run down the back straight. Which way does he go? Inside or outside? Wolf is covering the inside, but not quite. Now driving in front of Otaku. But it's a really great exit. Sacrifice the entry to have a great exit over the curb. Now the inside, I think maybe the smallest of contact, but Otaku's through with fair maneuver, I think. But maybe, I think Wolf, with the slipstream and better straight line speed, is looking for the inside. Sends it! And Otaku looking for the cutback. Straightening up the car and getting better acceleration. Now down to turn 2 and 3. Outside doesn't pay off for him. I think Wolf has made his counter stick and has P9 back. Well done. Through the front, back to the front now. Oh no, we have Bosworth in the pits with damage. This is not a scheduled pit stop. Bosworth with damage, you can see the front is damaged. I don't know, we have 30 minutes down the road, and that means we drive 1 hour and 30 minutes to the end. Maybe we can make it through the end on these set of tires and fuel, so it doesn't have to pit one more time. Yeah, definitely, that's not what you want. Back on track, 3rd position, lost a track position to Pixie. And ahead of our player by 7 seconds. Pixie now in 2nd position, still driving with damage. And Rotex 16 seconds down the road. Yeah, probably has now quite an easier life. Through the field again, Otaku. There's Wolf. I think Wolf with a bad exit here. Maybe we can see it once again. Otaku. Where does he go? Inside or outside? Stays behind. Behind them is the leader of the race. Not the most pleasant feeling for Rotek to lap cars that are battling for position as fierce as those two are fighting right now. But maybe this can be an opportunity for either driver to use the traffic to make something work. Rotek down the inside, and it seems like that Wolf had to slow down a bit more. It was small contact, no damage for both drivers. up the Schumacher S. You can see the exhaust firing up, quite cool. Otaku with a better run. Otaku seems to be stronger in the corners, but Wolf a bit stronger, more competitive in the straights. Let's see how Otaku takes this chicane. A lot of curb. Straightens up the car a bit earlier and gets a better acceleration. Uses the curb here that leads to the Nordschleife to extend the track. Not close enough. Yeah, well, we get back to that later. Let's see what else is happening at the moment. Comrade has lapped Nutty. Not getting really closer to Crowhawk. Crowhawk has closed the gap by around 3 seconds. Let's see why. Nicky, 2 minute 3.5, 2 minute 3.7, 2 minute 4.0. That's not enough, simply. Nothing really, I always say, point the finger at and say, yeah, that was a mistake. Just the couple of laps, simply not good enough by Nicky. He has to find some time, or Krog will be on his tail in about 2 or 3 laps. Nice livery, I like the Audi very much. But it needs to be quicker. 2 minute 3.4 and 2 minute 3.1, so better, but still lost 0.3 at the moment. Let's see what Bosworth is doing. Last lap of 1 minute 53.8 and Rotek 1 minute 50.8, absolute fastest lap of the race, and yeah, multiple seconds ahead of Bosworth time. Could be down to traffic obviously, but not the best news for Eriks. Nutty goes wide. As Rotek laps the driver. W's are with Pixie still in second position. 53s before that 52s. Let's see what Bosworth is doing. 52 high. So Bosworth a bit quicker, but not too much. I think if Bosworth has to pit again, and Pixie is only going to do one stop, I think Bosworth is going to finish in P3. He is quicker, but not so quick that he can close a 40-second gap. Our player still driving with damage. He's looking forward to the pit stops, I assume. Hex, long time no see, in 5th position, bit of nowhere. 1.5 minutes behind our player, and roughly a minute ahead of the GTs. Oh, and Crowhawk with a mistake again. The gap was down around 3 seconds, and now it's back to 11 seconds. He had a horrible last lap at 2 minute 9. That's pretty much the explanation why the gap is right there where it is now, and Comrade is now closing in. I'm wondering what the strategy is as we approach the 40-minute mark. I assume you want to go 40 minutes of a 1 hour, 120-minute race. You can pit again for 80 minutes and then drive to the end. So it's exactly 2-stopper for those. Not really necessary to change tires, but you need to refuel the car. Maybe we see an undercut attempt going in 1 lap early. But I have clear track and use that to your advantage. Comrade 2 minutes 4, 2 minutes 4, 1 minute 2, 2 minutes 3, but then 2:04, 2:04 again. Whilst Crowhawk is doing 2:02s or 2:03s when he's not doing a mistake like in lap 18. Crowhawk is the quicker driver at the moment, but he had a couple of mistakes. You can see lap 11, 2 minutes 05 was a bit higher. Let's see, I think we see the GT cars in the pit lane next lap. Taku found his way ahead of Wolf. Those two with a bit more fuel, they can go maybe three laps longer, but I assume they will pit around the 40-minute mark as well. Wolf late on the brakes. I got really close. Already getting blue flags for approaching. Eric's Bosworth, I think it was, if I saw that name tag. Game tag. No, it's Hex. I saw it was an Eric's car. Wasn't quite sure. Taku defending the inside line here. But went a bit wide doing that. Can't make a move here. And it's forced the long way around the outside as it makes the corner ahead of the hypercar. I didn't expect that too. Hex fiddles the car through the GTs. Well, let's see what is the status with the hypercars. As you can see, no hybrid left, and that explains the lap time like 1 minute 54. The hybrid is enormously important for a good lap time, and fuel is there for 5 to 10 minutes. So that is not enough to get to the 1 hour mark, so I think Rotec has to do 2 stops, Pixie 2 stops, and 1 more stop for Bosworth, who is lapping now our GT friends, Taku and Wolf, aggressively over the curb. Very important to not get held up here. Frog loses a bit of time, 13 seconds to Nicky. Let's see what happens here. The gap is closing down, roughly 0.3 of a second as well. With the slipstream, prepares a move. Otaku covers the inside, moves late on the brakes. Now rotating the car to get the great exit, but the outside line isn't the best. He managed to get the car in front, but Otaku has the shorter line. Use all the track available, and with the shorter line runs ahead and can use all the track to run Wolf a bit out of options here. Great racing, really great racing. Those two are fighting for almost three-quarter hour. We had very light contact, but nothing too serious, and they're fighting for their life here without any big or important mistake that would be mentioned, should be mentioned. Both still on track. I thought they would go into the pit lane a bit earlier. If you want to see a specific driver, let me know in the comments. I think this is the most interesting battle we have on track at the moment. And Otaku has to cover the inside line as well, but Wolf slightly ahead, tries to go around the outside, gets run wide and had a very tight exit for the second part of the chicane, lost momentum. I think that's an opportunity to move to a different fight, just looking what happens into turn 1. King Roan just 5 seconds down the road, you saw him in the background, closing in. Maybe we have 3 cars fighting here for the 9th position, which is 4th in the category. Back to the leader, Rotek, finishing lap 24, increasing his gap, running flawlessly, no mistakes. The last couple of laps for him. Car's very light. And that's really impressive. A 1 minute 51.0 with no hybrid. Flying away, if you look at Pixie, who isn't slow by any means, but 53s is just not on the same level as Rotek. To be fair, Pixie has damage, so that takes his power. And we have Crowhawk and Comrade in the pit lane. Those two really close together, only 2.5 seconds separating them. So if Comrade decides to underfuel the car slightly, he maybe gets the jump of Crowhawk in a pit lane. Here we have the RX Ferrari, here the Ferrari of RSC. And fuel is in by both cars, both with only 2 liters left, so really on the edge with fuel. Let's see who leaves first. Wolf and Otaku have passed those two, moving the pit lane. Now with Crowhawk, oh, he's on track. He changed tires, but has a 3-second time penalty crossing the entry line. That's Comrade's chance. He also changed tires. Crowhawk a bit lighter, not by much. King Roan in the pit lane as well. 3 seconds is a harsh penalty. That's more like 4.5, 5 seconds in the dry. Maybe 4.5 to 4 seconds. So Comrade really has a chance to make a move. He can't afford to lose more time this lap. 3.8 seconds. That's quite a lot. But maybe he gets a jump thanks to the penalty. Oh, small drift turns into a bigger drift, but Krog just caught the car. Already saw him in the barriers, to be honest. Yeah, lost a bit of time, 3.3 seconds. Let's see what's going to happen now. The line is here. Turn 90. Now we can accelerate. Comrade outside and goes by. So Comrade has the position now finally. Rotek immediately behind. Krog is the faster driver and should be able to find the pace and the way to get the position back. So we have hopefully another great battle on our hands, as we saw more drivers in the pit lane. I think it was Wolf. Check on that later. So that's not really shown. So maybe it was a lapped car up. Let's look for it. Someone again. I don't know. Nasty with a penalty. Oh, King Rome with awful sound. I'm sorry. Crowhawk, P10 and P9. Nikki was also in the pit lane. Now in 8th position. That's currently P3 class. Why P3? Because Wolf and Otaku with no pit stop to their name until now. I wonder if they go for one stop. I mean, they got 50 minutes with 50% of fuel, so if they fuel the car up to 60%, they should be able to do a one-stopper. I think that's the plan for Nikki as well. It did look if this was the plan for the others. If you look at Nikki, he has a lot more fuel than Comrade or Kroak, and Kroak spun. It was the Schumacher's last lap. He had a wiggle, had to counter steer and could save it, but not this time. Crowhawk very unfortunately spun. Oh, it does it again! No, no! Ah, oh, that's horrible. And disconnects. For legal reasons, this was a disconnect, and every other explanation you might have for this is up to your speculation. For legal reasons, I say this was a disconnect. Anyway, didn't really help the team. Yeah, unfortunate that we have now one car less to look at. Wolf in the pit lane. Where is Taku? Still on track? That's very impressive. Making that 25 laps when Comrade was really early in the pit lane in lap 23. So 3 laps difference here between Otaku and Comrade. Wolf now back on track in 9th position. Comrade is about 50 seconds in front, and King Roan. No, oh no, Nushel just in the chat of the in-game lobby here, and just said that lobby 2 died again. Yeah, that's I can't believe it. So for everyone who just joined, lobby 1 went as planned, lobby 3 went as planned, but lobby 2 and apparently now lobby 4, lobby 1 of the 2 went fine, but the second lobby where the other part of the field is crashed around the 1 hour mark. Now it's about 50 minutes, so it's not too far off, and they crashed again. So That means that lobby 1 has 4 stints and lobby 2 has 2 full stints and 2 stints with only roughly 1 hour that can't be really counted at the moment. I'm looking for what the Orga team is going to do to solve this riddle, because you definitely cannot count a race of 8 hours if you have only 4 hours of racing for half the grid. But on the other hand, you really cannot count that an 8-hour race if you count only 4 hours for both. So yeah, really unfortunate. Let's keep the fingers crossed that our lobbies hold on for a bit more than an hour and we can finish this race. We saw Otaku in the pit lane. He's in position 9, fighting against Wolf. Where's the time penalty? P8. Not disconnecting. Well, yes, disconnecting. Disconnecting one RX car means the fight for P9 and 10 is now the fight for P8 and 9. Wolf and Otaku fighting for position. I think Otaku can easily go by at the end of the lap on the back straight when Wolf has a surge penalty. Otaku also with a bit more fuel and goes really wide against Vettel, Hockenheim, Sachskurven vibe for this corner. Rotek in the pit lane. Let's quickly go to that. We'll see Pixie inherits the lead for a brief moment until he has to pit in a couple of lap times. Rotek and Mr. Hex left. Oh, come on. Unfortunately, we lost Mr. X's second hypercar from RX. Just looking here for the overtake maneuver. Otaku drives past thanks to the penalty. And back to the front. Where's Rotek? Rotek here. Exit into one. Here is Bosworth. If we look at the fuel, Rotek, more fuel than Bosworth, I think. Yeah, what is it? What is going to be? Maybe Rotek is safe, playing safe. Maybe Bosworth has to save fuel. If Bosworth has to stop again, it's over for him. It's going to be P3 at best. Our player is 40 seconds behind, definitely has a stop to go. Yeah, P3 should be safe for him. Question is Pixie or Bosworth who's going to be in second position. And if Bosworth has to pit again, then this is, I think, decided. Let's see what Pixie is doing. Missing the chicane is what he is doing. Stays on track and doesn't go into the pit lane. It's another lap for him, but this was costly. Lost him a couple of seconds there. So Nicky still in the lead, 5.89, so let's say 6 seconds. Why 6 seconds? The gap was more than 10 seconds. If we look at the times, there's nothing really to see but a very long pit lap. 2 minutes 56 to 2 minutes 44 from Comrade. That's the difference why the gap was or is so close. There's 12 seconds time difference in those out laps for some reason. And as there are no real battles apart from this one, I'm staying with this one. I do hope that Nicky and Comrade can develop into a battle, but for now I think this is the most entertaining one. Wolf was ahead for the most time for the pit stop, and I felt, given that they are really evenly matched, Utako was a bit stronger, but couldn't make the move stick and drive away. Now it seems like that Wolf has found something, and hopefully they can entertain us even more. I will get a new follower, Aiden Sayer. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the race. Maybe you stick around for a couple of stints. Maybe you're not here. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed racing. To be honest, I'm pretty exhausted. I drove stint 2 and 3, and especially stint 3 in full wet conditions, even stronger than that, was really exhausting. But yeah, I'm doing the last hour of commentary and streaming now, and then I think I get a shower and a well-deserved rest. Maybe I get myself a drink. Let's see. And yeah, I'm not sure where my team is. We won stint 1 lobby 2. We won stint 2 lobby 1. P2 in stint 3, and now our car, like the rest of the other lobby, the second lobby, didn't finish. So yeah, big question mark where anyone is going to finish. But I'm okay with my driving in stint 3, and I'm really satisfied with how I drove in the second stint. So exhausted but happy is the short answer to that. Our player finally in the pit lane. I think our player is the very last driver who had no pit stop so far. Pretty much exactly 1 hour, so I think there was some form of fuel saving involved. Definitely make the car very long into the race, despite having damage. So finally he can get that repaired, refuel the car, and drive to the end. I'm pretty sure we will see no scheduled pit stop for the RC team. Yeah, a lot of fuel into the Toyota. And just behind his teammate, comrade, another RC car. Ouch. Okay, if you read chat, Flipsy just had the explanation. Makes me wonder if it was pretty much exactly 1 hour, if this was the case for the lobby to stint 2 as well. Who knows? Our player found a way around his teammate. Bosworth, second position, is going to lap our player. Leave space, just lift the shuttle once, and Bosworth is by in. No real time loss. Yeah, as long as distance. I'm lobby host, and I'm crossing my fingers that everything holds on for another hour. As I'm the streamer and always doing things like this, the PlayStation gets input, so shouldn't get into sleep, rest mode at all. Okay, Pixie was in the lead for a brief moment, now back into third position, 17 seconds behind Bosworth. If we look at the fuel, it's pretty much even. Pixie has a bit more, maybe 5 to 10 liters, yeah, probably 5. So the tire should last, the fuel should last. I think Bosworth is not going to pit again. So let's see how this turns out. Only 11 seconds behind Rotek. With no spectacular lap, like a 51 or a low 52. Yeah, just bringing the car home, doing a good job, and doesn't really have to fear anything from behind if he continues this level. We see Bosworth last lap a bit higher, 1 minute 54, then 53 before that, and 52s. If Bosworth can do 52s, low 53s, then maybe something can happen, but as long as Rotek is doing these low to mid 53s, I think he's pretty safe. Let's go through the field once more. We're just in time to see our player trying to go around the outside of Nicky, but Nicky got a bit wide because, yeah, that's a line out of the Schumacher grass, and I think our player with 2 wheels at least on the curbing, maybe even a bit further. Nicky, to be honest, really under the radar. Nothing spectacular. He's doing his laps consistently without any drama, no overtakes, because he's always in the lead of his group. No mistakes, no bad lap times, really consistent. And well, deserving leader of the group. Pixie overtaking 2 cars on the straight. Not sure why Nati used to flash his lights there. Usually want to indicate another driver that you are there and most likely going for a move, so you get noticed. He's the last of this field. He cannot overtake the hypercar. He's a lap down on Comrade, so he shouldn't overtake him. So I'm not sure what this was all about. Wide off track, but apparently no penalties necessary for Gran Turismo. Very lenient. Our best battle seemed to have lost a bit of spectacle. The gap opened up about 2 seconds now. Taku is ahead, 2 minutes 6. Yeah, 2 minutes 6. Low, pretty much the same time. Would hope that Wolf can find some time. I wouldn't say that Otaku is doing a mistake, but for entertainment's sake, I wouldn't mind it. Both are 1 minute behind Comrade, who's chasing Nicky. Yeah, with mildly success. The gap opened up again around 8 seconds. Yeah, I think I misunderstood the question of Aiden. Yeah, every stint is 2 hours. So the race 2 hours. You note the times, the gaps, and according to that, with new lobby, with new drivers, you continue the race in a different lobby again for 2 hours. And then you do that in total 4 times, so you have 4 times 2 hour stints. That is going to be the 8-hour race. We do have a Discord channel, by the way. So if you're interested, I'm sure someone in chat can quickly grab an invitation link and post it into chat. So if you're interested just to following the series, or if you want to drive, you can drive. Just give it a go, and maybe you have teammates. You can build a team on your own, or you want to join an existing team, or you can say I'm a free agent, and you can advertise yourself, see, hey, I'm here, I want to drive, does anyone have space, and people will come to you and try to make something work. So I think the next race is in 3 weeks, Brands Hatch, I think, I don't know the exact date, 14th, 15th, 16th of May, Brands Hatch, a 6-hour race. And after that, in June, we have the 24 hours of Le Mans. And I'm really looking forward to that race. Again, WEC series, so we have the GTs like this, but also the hypercars, like you see here. 24 hours in Le Mans, dynamic weather, day and night. You can't have a better endurance racing experience in Gran Turismo than that. Thank you very much for triggering the mod. So I'm a bit lost right now, I'm not sure where to go best. If you want to see a specific driver, let me know. Checking in on the lead for a moment. Road tag, 1 minute 54, slower lap time, could be traffic. As to negotiate, Otaku here on the back straight, gets him before this corner. To be honest, I think it's okay now, but in forward conditions, as in 3, this was really difficult. It was flat out if you're single file with no other driver, but if you want to lap, you really have to trust the other person to give space, because that corner wasn't as easy to drive flat out with 2 cars. Anyway, road take 13 seconds, 53s from now a 54. Yeah, Bosworth needs to find a lot of time. I want to build something up here, make it one side. Well, I think the positions 1, 2, and 3 are settled. If no one is doing a mistake, and they have done mistakes through the field, and the conditions are challenging, so you can never write that off completely. But at the moment the field seems really settled. Our player got lapped by Pixie, bringing the car home is what counts, and he's doing that. Nicky, I said it before, not the most special or awe-striking appearance. Really low profile, but that's really a compliment if you think about it. Just doing his job, doing his lap times, really consistent is what he is doing for his team, and he is doing that on a great level. Increasing gap to Comrade, almost 9 seconds on Comrade. Yeah, you see, he's consistent too, but not quite on the same level. Lap 28 and 27, 26, he was in the 2:03 range, but after that 2:04 only, and that's not good enough to catch up to Nicky. Taku increases the gap. Close to 3 seconds now. bit of interesting how the tires of him are worn. The fronts, not a bit. Very slight red part you can see there maybe. The rears, quarter, maybe a fifth already gone. It's a long way, still a 3/4 hour to go. Nati not much in the picture as well, as he is really on his own at the moment. I leave you alone with Nati for a moment as I get myself a bit to drink. Back in a moment. And we're back with Nati just doing a Vettel. But found his way back on track. Yeah. He's liking the gravel. Found his way back, but managed to get the car back on track. I just look on this Eric's livery. You maybe see the Eric style that you're used to, gold with black on top of it. But if you look on this side, you see black with this. What's the colors? Is it turquoise? Very light blue and purple. And you see two logos that say COC. That was what this league, this group was called before they rebranded themselves to Arix. So yeah, the classic COC livery. Very unique design, and the gold and black is quite beautiful. And this is great knockback to the roots. And I think very beautiful. As we are on it. Oh no, I'm sorry King Roan, but I will not look at your livery with that sound bug. GTC with a Red Bull livery, also gold, but a lot more colorful. Red, not quite sure what if the stars are part of a flag or just random, but yeah, definitely a very creative livery. Otaku. I think the WSR livery is one of the most beautiful. Reminds me a bit of the Mile 7 Renault livery of the Fernando Alonso days. Big brain in front. Yeah, but just a well-made livery. I think we all agree on that. Comrade, the clowns, the Ferrari, not back to the original Ferrari livery we saw racing at Le Mans, for example, on a carbon brown. I think Confi was the designer, so shout outs to him. Well done. Nicky, Feel Good Racing, sound block as well, I'm sorry. Just looking at this car for a moment, but yeah, very beautiful livery as well. I think the Audi is a great looking car, and it's a very fitting livery. Sound block here as well, I'm sorry. Pixie, same livery as we saw. does not only work on the Lexus, it works also maybe better here on the hypercar. Now the classic RX livery, really well made. Not quite happy with how it looks from the front. I think one could have done something different there, but all in all, I think I would kind of agree, a great looking livery. And if we look from this angle, I think it's decent. It's a decent livery. If we look like here, like this, it's okay too. But maybe you have to censor your screen. But you can see a football club, and I'm very sorry if you have to poop, but that's very disgusting to see it. So I can't give this livery any upvotes. This is a horrible livery. The decals that they chose to put on there ruined that, and that is a totally professional and not biased opinion at all. So we're done with deliveries and 14 minutes to go. The field definitely settled. We haven't got really fight for position at the moment. I hope that can change. Bosworth lost a bit of time to Rotec. It used to be 12, now it's 15 seconds, so Rotec is driving away. Bosworth, yeah, maybe has to look behind. Bosworth capable of 52s, but also is doing the occasional 54, while Rotec is still consistent 53 times at the moment. The gap is 13 seconds. Maybe we see Pixie closing the gap. I would like to see the final battle on track. Pixie doing a fine job, doing no mistake is what I wanted to say, but then he had a huge moment there, corrected the car and caught it. Let's drive a lap on board. I can see, yeah, actually you can see very little. That's the view you get from the cockpit. Not really to look into the corners 2 and 3. You want to be here on the apex of the corner with being on the curb. That's what I'm looking for better rotation. Get good exit. 4 and 5. Very important to get all of the variable curb in the dry. They do that also in this condition here. Get the momentum down to Dunlop. Slow the car down, prepare yourself, and oh no! Oh no! The car behind had the moment, got onto the curb and lost it, and Pixie could do nothing. Ah, that's so unfortunate. And now Pixie has damage that lost him, yeah, 2 seconds here, and also he has damage now. Ah, that's annoying. That's so unfortunate. Pixie was doing a great job. There was nothing he did wrong. Just was at the wrong place at the wrong time. 54, that's the worst lap he had done in the last 10 laps. And that makes life a lot easier. Rotec lost a bit of time, yeah, but nothing too big. That's a second, he has 40 more to give up. And Nati, with even more damage, front and one tire is damaged. I wonder how this is the left tire. How is that the left tire? It shouldn't it be the right tire? Am I losing it? How can that be that tire? It should be the other tire. How can it be the left tire? King Roan. Oh, we don't have the sound block. I can show you the livery in all its glory. Quite a different approach than to the other liveries. Yeah, but very creative. So Wolf and Otaku still are not separable. The gap still 2 seconds, and they're still fighting for that position. Comrade and Nikki, the gap has opened up a bit more since we last looked at that. We now have a gap of 13 seconds. And with about 35 to go, maybe 15 laps of racing, so we're closing in. It has been a very odd day, to be honest, with not one but 2 lobbies crashing on us, so I'm not sure what the final result, or what the result of this day even looks like. There was some discussion in Orga if they wouldn't count, if they will count, if they will be repeated. I think that's there are a lot of possibilities, and that's something we have to look into, as time schedule is really tight with the qualifying for the next event, Brands Hatch, being in 2 weeks. I think there's very little room to make decisions and to repeat those things. So we'll see. Confi's in the chat. Pain. The rest looks like that's just devastating. You're working really hard, not only as a driver, but especially Confi, doing a lot of work at the Orga every day, not only the race day. He's organizing this series with the custom BOP. So this is not the standard BOP. We use setups plus a custom BOP. As we know, PDs work with BOPs can vary the quality. So I think if you wouldn't know that, you would think we would drive the standard BOP, in best case of the word BOP, as it was truly balanced throughout the whole since, from what I can tell so far. And to have not one but 2 lobbies crashing on you, and you're standing after a long day here and not really knowing where we're at is a bit frustrating. Says I'm doing my own version of this. I would be interested in what you mean by that, your own version. like series or just a one make race, or what's your idea of this? Pixie's lap times are okay-ish. Yeah, we have a 54.7.2, bit slower, but not too bad despite the damage he got. Bosworth is doing 53s now, gaining a bit, but not like that. We just caught Bosworth missing the second part of the Schumacher S, and yeah, lost a lot of momentum here. You said a multi-class race for 2 hours, the same track, with rain in the middle of it. Yeah, I think generally that's a great idea. Multi-class racing, I think, is very interesting, and the weather dynamics we can play with makes really fun. So I hope you have a fun time doing that and enjoy it. Not wanting to advertise ourselves here, but we do these kinds of races basically once every month, between 6 and 24-hour races. So if you're interested, I'm just saying. Hell of a job by Nicky, leading his class by 18 seconds. Great job. Comrade had one very slow lap at 2:06, so that's about 1.5 to 2 seconds slower what usually does, so maybe it was traffic or small mistake. I think with 30 minutes to go, there's very little he can do out of his own power to catch Nicky right now. Finally, Otaku and Wolf are back together. Half a second between those two. We need to let Bosworth go in a moment. Now the Brit is on the inside and cleared Wolf. Let's ride T-Cam. Come on, Wolf, bring on some action. The last corner onto the main straight. Gap below a second. Come on, send it down the inside. Ah, he decides to be sensible. A quick word about our next race. I just said we have the 6 hours of Brands Hatch coming up in 3 weeks. Then we go to Le Mans for the event, 24 hours Le Mans. And then we go America with Watkins Glen and Road Atlanta to new tracks we have never driven on before. And then we have 2 more 24-hour races. One here on the Nürburgring, the 24-hour layout, obviously. And in December, the final of the WEC series, the Daytona 24 hours. So I think we have a lot of good races coming up. As Pixie is arriving on the scene. Can he clear one or even two cars before the chicane? He's very late on the brakes. Wolf gave him just enough room. Where are you here? And Pixie found some space for the first apex. Just enough space to survive on the exit. Very unfortunate for Wolf, as he had to open up the door and lost a bit of time. The gap is about a second now. 45th lap, 26 minutes to go. Okay, going through the field once more. Rotec in first position. 20 seconds now the gap, because some time loss from Bosworth, nothing too crazy. One lap with 56, that's a bit off. Gap to P3 Pixie, 15 seconds. If we compare fuel, they're identical, and if we compare tires, yeah, obviously Bosworth, with the damage he had and the early pit stop, he's on the oldest tires, but the degradation is way too low on the intermediate and, for that matter, the wet tires. So I think this is settled, as for the moment nothing happens, no mistakes. The top 3, our player, is doing his own race in 4th position. And then we have the leader, Nicky, 25 seconds ahead of Comrade. Comrade with 2 weaker laps, 2:05 and a 2:06. Has to get his work together and fight back, because this is not only for position, but the time he drives is also important, because the gaps from all the stints get marked down, and then you look, you add them together and see at the end what team did what time, and that's the position. So it's very important that he is not giving up and keeps pushing for the next 24 laps. So yeah, about what, 11 laps, 10 laps maybe. Taku a lap almost behind him, 1 minute 23. Wolf 2 behind. So close, but unfortunately not quite where he needs to be to make a move. King Roan, 9th position, 18 seconds behind the fight for P7. Unfortunately, not quite the pace to join that. And Nutty in 10th position. Race on his own, unfortunately. No one really to fight, but still continues to the end. So we have a bit more than 20 minutes to go. And I leave you a moment with Wolf and Otaku. back. Let's go through the field once more. We're just in time to see our player taking down his penalty. 1 second time penalty is a bit unusual. You usually get only half a second, so I assume he got 2 half-second time penalties. Serve them now, and he's back on his way. Pixie still driving with damage front nose. 14 seconds. It makes you a bit wonder. I think it wouldn't be enough to catch Bosworth, but yeah, definitely it would be less than 14 seconds, maybe 10 seconds. Maybe could produce some pressure, creating a smaller gap. Yeah, who knows. Bosworth is losing even more touch right now with Rotec. Rotec is absolutely amazing in wet weather conditions. 24 ahead now. Yeah, maybe, not sure, but could be that Bosworth tires having a low moment right now where they produce not the best experience. I mean, I don't know, 15 laps is the difference between Bosworth tires live and Rotec's or Pixies. Nicky 40 seconds ahead of Comrade. What happened to Comrade? There's nothing crazy going on with Comrade. 2-minute 08s are really slow. I mean, if you look, that's about 5 seconds twice. Before that, 207 and 2.6s. That's not really great, but that's 10-15 seconds alone in those last laps. So I think we follow Comrade a bit through to see if the pace is just not there, or if there are mistakes. Or two seconds up on 2 seconds already up on his personal best. That's a lot through mid-sector. If we look, yeah, okay. Look at the fuel. Yeah, crazy Johnny. Yep, you're right. Comrade just underfueled the car, and that's why he's so slow. He has to drive a fuel mix, what, 3, 4, 5. And that's why he's losing. Let's see, 2:23 is the top speed. Where is... No, we have no other Ferrari left. That's a shame. Let's see what Otaku can do. So we're at 223. I think that's at least 30 kilometers. I'm not sure, but I think in my party they said top speed 260 something. So that would be 40 kilometers per hour. Our players approaching. Let's see what Otaku's top speed is. 220, 250. I went up abruptly. I'm not sure if there was contact and he got a push from the hypercar. Let's see King Roan to have another reference. 150, 160, 70, 80, 200, 210, 220. 230, 235, so about 10 kilometers. Same fuel, so I'm not sure if there's fuel saving involved. Hope you got that pun. Wolf is going to get lapped by Nicky any moment. It's Group 3 on Group 3, so blue flags do apply. But this was more of an overtake than passing. Nicky saw somewhat of a door open and thought he had the right to go there, and Wolf, I'm not sure that he felt the same. Obviously he doesn't want to lose time, as Otaku is not that far off the road. Comrade, let's ride on board. Okay, we have a new follower. Thank you. I think that's Fabio. Very much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed the race. We have 10 minutes more to go of this 8-hour race, so you're right for the finale. Riding with Comrade, who has underfueled the car and has to save fuel to get to the end, otherwise he has to pit again and lose another minute and maybe even a position. Yeah, he has to save even more fuel. The last lap was 2:09. Look at this, 2:03.9. Again the sound fault, I'm sorry. But these are 6 seconds per lap. And we have 12 to go, so 5 or 6 laps to go, so that means probably 1:20 to Nicky, and maybe 30-40 to Taku. Only if he doesn't have to pit again. If he has to pit again, then really could lose the position. And if he cannot make it and has to pit, he should pit now before losing even more time going. Yeah, rather slow. Now quicker lap 2:07.7. And now Nicky is catching Otaku. And that means as soon as Otaku is lapped, that Nicky has lapped every Group 3 car in this race apart from Comrade. And if Comrade should pit, he is going to be lapped. Most likely to. So, really went bad for RC. Bosworth behind Nicky is looking forward to lap both cars on the straight. Looking 1 and now make it 2 in the braking zone, very late on the brakes, but using the downforce on that hypercar to make that work. Really well done. And now Nicky looking for the inside here in turn 2. Drifts outside and touches Otaku. That was a bit unnecessary, but nothing too major. And unfortunately, Wolf has lost touch, and his fuel is blinking red. Comrade's fuel is blinking red as well, so I assume that Wolf has underfueled the car as well. He has 9 minutes to go. That's let's say 4 laps. not clear how much fuel there's left, but it will be tight. 2 minutes 7 seconds, so that's about the same lap time as Comrade did, a bit quicker. So Comrade is the quicker driver in this stint, so I assume Comrade has to save more fuel than Wolf is doing. So maybe Wolf is on fuel mixture 2 or 3, and Comrade is on 4 and 5, and Wolf has a penalty, and it's annoying because to break down you have to accelerate again, and it uses even more fuel. Definitely now, for the first time, for 110 minutes, Otaku has nothing to worry about. In front, Comrade is a minute in front. There's nothing he can do about that, except Comrade is going to pit soon. But the last lap was really great from Comrade, 2:05, much better than the laps before. Wolf behind has to save fuel, so this gap is opening up, so nothing really happens. To be honest, for the whole field, the gaps are quite big. I'm staying here. It's a bit of traffic, and Comrade is interesting, how his lap times are going to develop. 7 minutes, yeah, 3 or 4 laps. And this time it's a 2:06. Yeah, 2:06. So again, a bit quicker. Not the bad times. There was a lot. 2:07, 2:08, and even 2:09. Let's hope he can make it to the line. Nicky, yeah, this man deserves a lot of recognition for this stint. Well driven, no mistakes, strong pace, consistent pace, no mistakes. Half a minute because one of, yeah, that's true. If we look at the lap times, they are 3 to 4 seconds slower, and he's doing that for more than 10 laps. No way he's 11. Don't shit me. Never he's 11. If he's 11, he's breaking his bedtime probably. Okay, not to be mean or anything, but in this case, I would tell Confi that an 11-year-old beat his best guys. I'm sure Confi would like to hear that. Would be very understanding. Yeah, let's round this up at 2:06 from Comrade with 5 to go. And Wolf now in the 2:08s. Junior team for the win. King Drone is only 20 seconds behind. He's not doing much quicker lap times. He has to save fuel himself. Plus he has damaged front and one tire is damaged, so... if he had more fuel, no damage, I think I could create some suspense here that there was something happening, but I'm afraid we're just cruising home now. The next 3 minutes to go. I hope Nushel, you are in the chat, because I'm going to show the final results screen, so you can screenshot that right away. Hi Leon, I want a different opinion. Don't shit me on this. Is this dude 11 years old or not? So that performance in the wet, very impressive. If that dude is truly 11 years old, I'm feeling fucking old. Not that old to retire old, but fucking old. And that makes it even more impressive. Let's go with Rotek. He's in sector 2. Yeah, he will have one more lap. Bosworth will have one more lap. Pixie will have one more lap for our player. And Nicky is going to start his last lap now. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. So this will be his final round. A minute now ahead of Comrade. 2:06 from Comrade. Taku starts his final lap. 10 seconds ahead. Wolf 2:06. Now 2:06. Yeah. King Roan. See after the stream. I closed the stream after, but you can tell him now. That was truly impressive. Well done. Rotek, final lap for him, lap 64. Race well driven, decisive on the start, and then switching places a couple times with Bosworth, but then Bosworth, with the one mistake that punished him with an early pit stop and reparations. Unfortunately, not recovered from that. Bit due to strategy, but I don't think he had quite the pace of Rotek. But nonetheless, great race. We have Pixie on the podium. Unfortunate for him with the damage, but a really strong performance for him. Well done to the WSR and that podium place. Our player in 4th position. Well done, brought the car home, finished the race, and did very solid stint. Nicky, P5 and winner of the GTs in this stint. Very well done, and now time to go to bed. It's 10 o'clock almost. No, just kidding. Mad respect for that. That was a strong performance. Comrade bringing the car home. It's not a long way to go. P6. We have Otaku over the line in 7th position. There was an amazing fight with this man Wolf. They fought, I don't know, for 40 laps. It was great racing. King Rowan is going to get over the laps, over the finish line soon. I almost missed Rotek. the winner of this race. Strong performance. Said it at the beginning of the lap. Well done. And I'm not sure, but giving the stints we have should be in P1. We have Natty in 10th position. King Rowan. Do I have everyone? No, Comrade is still missing. With the last fumes, he crawls over the line, has finally done it. Comrade in 6th position for RFC. And that concludes the last stint. As mentioned before, not an easy situation. We have 2 stints for Lobby 2 that did not finish, so save the replay. Not quite sure what we do about that. Orga team will find a solution and publish that soon. And yeah, I guess then we see what we do, how we handle this. Time is somewhat limited to find a slot, but I think the result as we have it today will not stand. I thank you all. We were sometimes only 8, but sometimes almost 20 people here. That you stayed with me, that you watched the stint. I hope you enjoyed this stint, the whole event. Yeah, what can I say? Join the Discord to get the informations as soon as possible. And we'll see each other at latest in 2 weeks for the qualifying for the 6 hours of Brands Hatch. A very tricky nature track with uphills, downhills. There's no runoff. There's grass and gravel right next to it. It will be a GT3 race, so one class, a very tight field. Overtaking will be difficult. Pit stops will take almost half a lap, so you want to work out your strategy. It will be hard racing because the track is very narrow as well. And regarding to the results of this race, as I said, I'm sorry that I can't give you anything concrete. I think Rotek's team is looking strong for first place, but yeah, it's difficult to judge. Bosworth is a driver for the top 3, top 5 at least. Yeah, unfortunately, we miss a lot of information to give you a proper overview on that. As I drove the hypercar class, I have better understanding where the drivers are than in the GT class. I'm not sure where the GT cars are and how the gaps were before that, so I'm sorry I can't do that. Once more, thank you very much. Join the Discord to be informed. Have a good night, and we'll see each other at the latest in 2 weeks. Bye.